everybody, Jason here from Ghostbusters News, and you're seeing my face on a Friday, which can mean only one thing. It is time for another installment of Ghostbusters News Fan Mail Friday. And as the norm, before we get into this week's unboxings, if you have anything you would like to send in to the Ghostbusters News headquarters, we got a mailing address, and it is right down below in this video's description. With that said, yeah, let's get to the unboxings this week. Now, the first bit of fan mail we're going to take a look at here today, it is not only from a fan, a viewer of Ghostbusters News, but also an independent studio from the United Kingdom, as they sent over Fiendish Feet. Well, to be a little more precise, this is an action figure found within NEMA Studios' Fiendish Feet line. Now, for quite a few of you out there, this branding may appear a little familiar, as in the early 1990s, Fiendish Feet was a name for an assortment of low-fat yogurts sold within the United Kingdom. Each yogurt cup included a cartoon character's face, accompanied by, you guessed it, feet. So once again, those low-fat desserts, I believe they were only available within the UK. So for those over in North America like me up here in Canada, I'm not too familiar with them, so let's go ahead and take a quick look at an old commercial.
Here's something you'll really want to get your teeth into. One of the Fiendish Feet yogurts and desserts from St. Ivel.
For me, those original pudding cups, they already look like an action figure. However, what NEMA Studios has done here is make full-fledged Fiendish Feet figures, with one of them paying homage to the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Or as they refer to it on their website, S'more the Destroyer. You know, to try and skirt-tail around copyright. As you can see here, I've got S'more the Destroyer out of the package. And what you see here is pretty much what you get. Despite being called an action figure, there's not really any action to him. Just a whole lot of adorableness, and if you grew up within the UK, likely a big heavy-handed dose of nostalgia. We got all S'more here cast in white with some paint detail, line work around the eyes, a big mouth with a red tongue, and they also included his sailor's cap just kind of hanging there on the side of his face. Taking a look at the top of the figure here, we've got this kind of sculpted yogurt, which they have painted blue, matching up nicely with the sailor's cap. And then turning around to the back here, you will see we do have the Fiendish Feet logo. Now, if you'd like to grab a S'more the Destroyer for yourself, they are currently available. We got a link to it down below in this video's description. And along with S'more, there are several other fiendish creations, including one based on the Toxic Crusader, which I totally need to add to my collection now. Alright, so coming up next here, we've got ourselves a letter from Wyatt in Texas. What do we got here? Wyatt, he definitely sent in some fan art, but first there is a little letter here. And it reads, "Hi, my name is Wyatt, and your videos help me when I'm having a bad day." Wyatt says he sent in some art that he's done, and he says that I'm afraid that I'm not good at drawing, so it's kind of bad. Well, Wyatt, I'm going to be the judge of that. And we've got two pieces here. Come on, Wyatt, you're great at drawing. Check this one out right here. Here is New York City's Hook and Ladder 8. And I love Wyatt's attention to detail here, as we got the neighboring building to the left that even includes the Stay Puft advertisement, just like it did in the original '84 film. And not ending it there, you'll see that this piece, it does recreate that magic montage with all that spectral turbulence shooting out from the top of the firehouse. And then from there, the second and last piece that Wyatt sent in is this one here of the Proton Pack. We got the cyclotron there, the bumpers, the wires, the hoses. Wyatt, again, you did great. These are awesome. Thank you so much for sending these in. After that, we've got another letter here, and this is from 55 Central Park West. What? Isn't that the Shandor building in New York City? The Shandor Mining Company. This letter, it reads, "Greetings, Jason. As you are aware of an incident that took place in Somerville, Oklahoma, 2021, let me assure you the town of Somerville is finally safe and open back to the public. If you find yourself in New York City anytime soon, I welcome you and all your friends in case you happen to wander by the newly rebuilt 55 Central Park West apartment building. We have plenty of space for your guests, that is, if you're comfortable in the corner apartment, of course." It goes on to finish off, "I hope you accept my offer. Arrangements will be met as soon as you're here. Sincerely, Evo Shandor." So, yeah, Mr. Shandor, I'm gonna have to decline your offer. I hear 55 Central Park West, it's got kind of a dog problem, you know, a terror dog problem. I'm more of a cat person myself, so, yeah, I won't be booking the arrangements, but, thanks for the letter. Now, our last bit of fan mail this week, it is yet another item that may look a little familiar to some of you out there, especially if you're an avid viewer and reader of GhostbustersNews.com, as earlier this year, we talked about this art print. It's from Australian artist Daniel Power. In fact, there was a Kickstarter that launched. That Kickstarter, it was highly successful, and to thank Ghostbusters News for promoting said Kickstarter, Daniel, he sent some of those prints to the Ghostbusters News headquarters. And measuring 21 by 30 inches, here it is right here. In fact, it's a little bigger than expected, so I actually had to put it on the floor here, holding it down and in place by the use of the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, a PKA meter. So is the life of a Ghostbusters collector. But yeah, here it is, the art poster print, a full-on tribute to Ghostbusters Afterlife, with Daniel putting his incredible talents to work here, showing love to not only the long-awaited spooktacular sequel, but designing this piece very much like an old-school 1980s style movie poster. Of course, on here we got the stars like Paul Rudd, Finn Wolfhard, Carrie Coon, McKenna Grace. There's also Logan Kim, Celeste O'Connor, Bill Murray, Danny Aykroyd, and Ernie Hudson. And one of my favorite elements of this is, of course, near the bottom here, you'll see we've got tons of little mini puffs. In fact, it looks like Daniel has also included a hand sketch drawing underneath those mini puffs with, well, more mini puffs. I did not expect that. That is so cool. Along with that, you also find Daniel's signature on the bottom right-hand side. And then also on the bottom left-hand side, these are individually numbered. So to say the least, I've got one goal in mind after finishing today's video, and that's buying a frame for this big daddy. So Daniel, thank you so much for sending that along. I love it so much. As well, once again, everybody that was featured on this week's installment of Fan Mail Friday, thank you. Just really, thank you. Again, if you have anything you would like to send in to the Ghostbusters News headquarters to get featured as part of Fan Mail Friday, we got a mailing address and it's right down below in this video's description. With that said, that's all I've got for you here right now. As always, subscribe. If you'd like to join up with Ghostbusters News, check out our Patreon page. A link to that is also down below, and I'll see you right back here next time.